Before we jump in, I just wanted to give you all just a moment to take this all in and to appreciate the significance of being here. I'd also like to recognize and thank the people who joined me here today, my parents, David and Donna, my in-laws, Margaret and Bill, and most importantly, the reason I was able to take advantage of my Champlain College experience as a military spouse, my husband, Henry Gurney. Thank you. We have all walked very different paths in order to get to this shared experience today, and I have to admit that I don't know many of you in the audience, so I thought I'd give you a little bit about me and about myself and my journey to Champlain. I had the pleasure of growing up in Western Massachusetts, right outside of Springfield. I was raised by two fantastic teachers who lived by the phrase, "If I have to go to school, then you have to go to school," which was certainly not always well received at the early hours of the morning, but it's because of their influence that education always played a very meaningful role in my life. Like many of you growing up, I never really had a firm grasp of what I wanted to do. In 2009, I entered my undergraduate degree as a communication major, thinking, if all else fails, at least I can communicate effectively. My mother also had very similar questions as to what I was going to do with my degree. Mom, I think I turned out okay. It wasn't until I started working in a university admissions office that I finally understood what I wanted to do. Education is one of the most influential factors in a person's life. I wanted to be in a position where I would be able to continually help others take a step towards their educational goals. While my future in education did not take me to the classroom, as it did for my parents, I found my way after college to a career in higher education, helping students and families navigate one of the most confusing and often difficult decisions in their lives. After a few years in my chosen field, I knew in order to grow in my role at my university that I should probably start looking into a master's degree. I had many suggestions from colleagues on what to complete my master's in. They ranged from higher education, administration, to school counseling, even an MBA. I wanted to earn my master's degree, but I also wanted to grow as an individual. When I started my coursework in those programs, nothing felt right, and as a result, nothing stuck. After many attempts at graduate programs, I wondered that as an adult and as a busy professional, if I would ever feel a sense of passion in the classroom again. So lucky for you, the story has a happy ending. I did find that passion, and it came in the form of the Master's in Executive Leadership program, which has a unique one-year format. At first, I thought of my graduate program very much like a bee sting. It would hurt really bad, but then it would be over. The year completing my master's was intense, fast-paced, and at times seemingly impossible. But what was different about this time around in comparison to my previous attempts at a degree was that within the first 7 days of starting my program, I was hooked on everything that I was learning. Discussing leadership in a holistic, transformational, and service-centered way literally blew my mind. I had dived in head first, no life preserver. For the first time in a long time, I had finally found a place of passion in the classroom again. But like many of you, completing my degree did not always feel wonderful and carefree. I experienced a whole lot of life and change while completing my graduate program. I never could have predicted the challenges I was about to face. While completing my master's program, I got a new job, moved to a new state, changed my last name, which comes with a lot of paperwork, experienced and worked through my first year of marriage, adopted a dog, and unfortunately lost 2 incredibly close family members, all within a 12-month period. By the end of 2018, I was a little worse for wear and somewhat bracing for whatever was next. But what I learned from those experiences while also completing my degree taught me that this is truly what life is about. Dealing with circumstances out of your control, learning to bob and weave with events you don't always expect, and most importantly, coming out of those circumstances thriving. I believe that everyone here today has experienced a whole lot of life while they completed their degree, and I can guarantee that because of the life that you have experienced and because of this major goal that you have accomplished, you are more strong, more formidable versions of yourself. One of the assignments that enabled me to discover just how strong and formidable I was assigned in my leadership and imagination class. For one of our assignments, Dr. Hawk asked us to reflect and write about who we were in all of our glory. It was tough. I had to write about myself and the person I make strides to be every day. It wasn't the easiest assignment for me. After a couple weeks of not being able to really dig deep, I grabbed my shovel and wrote the following. Every day, I take simple steps to be the person I ultimately want to be. Who am I in all my glory? To me, that means I wake up every day and I make my bed. I am educated, insightful, intuitive. I use data and gut instinct to make decisions that benefit my organization. I am student-focused every day to ensure that the students I lead feel supported and mentored. I rock a serious pantsuit. I clean my email inbox out before I leave for the day. I focus on the task at hand, but always have the future in my view. Every one of us takes simple steps to be better than the people that we were yesterday. So I'll ask you all the question. Who are you in all of your glory? What does the voice inside your heart and soul tell you that you're capable of? Are you living the life you truly believe is the life that you've dreamed of? As adult students, we face statistics that suggest that we lack the motivation to persist, to complete, to thrive, because our adult lives take us away from completing our education. As students of Champlain College, we have defied those odds by completing our programs, and we have achieved what might have once seemed impossible. I hope that your experience at Champlain College has helped you realize your passion, as well as encouraged you to take on the next challenge in all your glory. Thank you.